Hey everybody. Today is the Thursday podcast uh, under the Cowl of MS Podcast for Thursdays, where we talk about whatever I feel like talking about. Thought I had a couple things written down, but I guess not, that I checked out. My notepad there, I got a mess going on here. It's got shit everywhere. All right. So basically, we are in October, the month of October. I am doing comic book reviews every day. They're kind of spooky-ish, Halloween-ish related stories. I swear I wrote down some stuff. I do not know where I wrote it. It's such a mess. Just such a freaking mess. I'm gonna try and get through a bunch of this shit today. I want to move some stuff upstairs, but all I have with that is woke up this morning, my right knee is completely, well, not completely out, but it has that feeling like it's just going to blow out any minute. Like the kneecap wants to slide to the side, all that good shit. I'm getting old. Old and broken. My God, I can't. Where the heck did my notebook? Here's my bigger notebook. That doesn't help either. Well, not sure. I had some stuff written down. I do not know where I tried. Oh well. It's, I came across this thing, the 100 things to save money, great ways to save, or 99 great ways, 99 ways to die. 99 ways to save money or something like that. That I was gonna read off like 10 every week till I got through them. So I might as well go through a few more since we got them here in front of me. Plant trees strategically. I mean, you got to be smart about tree planting. They grow quick. It may not seem like it, but we got like this place here that I just got. There are tons of black walnut trees. Must be a fire or something going on somewhere. I hear a bunch of sirens again. It's amazing how many sirens you hear when you move into the village. When you used to just live a quarter mile outside the village and rarely heard them, but now I constantly hear them. So all kinds of crap happening around us. But with trees like these black walnut trees, they can grow up to 100 foot tall. And apparently they were all over this village because everybody's got them in their yard. And yeah, they can just basically. I got ones where I got to cut the branches because they're not laying on my roof. Other ones that are intertwining with each other and stuff. Uh, so yeah, trees can be a pain in the ass. Talk to your arborist. Talk to your store that you pick them up from or whatever before you plant them. Find out how long they take to grow, how much they grow each year. It's like I was just coming home. I had to run and get a metal rake because I bought some pile of dirt yesterday, and well, I got 3 yards of dirt, topsoil, and 3 yards of like the topping for a gravel driveway, not the thicker gravel, the really thin powdery stuff, so I can level that off on top of my driveway, which I'm gonna hopefully be able to go do after this. I put a bunch of my diclofenac cream on my knee, arthritis pain. Sometimes that helps, but it's radiating from my right knee up into my hip, and it's not not going to be a good day trying to move dirt and gravel if I'm dealing with that thing. So I figured I'd sit down for a bit, put that ointment on, and do a video. Lemmy just decided to come in and hang out with me. He was hanging out outside. But yeah, we're gonna go back out there after this, and we're gonna start a fire, burn some of our branches, and move some dirt and gravel. And you're gonna be a lot of help, I can see. Like I got fun hills that I can climb on out there. Don't take them away from me. But yeah, be smart with anything you plant because just think about the outcome. Think about how long you plan on being there. Space them nicely so when they do grow, you get a nice tight wall of trees if you do something like that. There are, I want to like to say which trees we planted at my buddy's house, but he was big on, he's like a druid character, totally into plants and all that stuff. And we did his whole backyard and stuff and put barriers up and stuff. And as they grew together perfectly. We had a gazebo area that was surrounded by trees. They grew together nicely. I don't know what they look like now. They could be a complete mess because they did grow pretty quick, but I think they grow to a certain height and then they just stop. So hopefully that's how it went. Uh, yeah, be very careful because you also got to think about roots. And my downfall about this place, we found a house that has a basement I can stand up in and it's dry. So that's awesome because this place was built in 1920, but it was built on a little bit of a hill compared to the neighbors. So that's why it's nice and dry. But we have two big trees that I can see the roots easily already being touching my basement walls. You gotta worry about that stuff too because those roots will grow and they will push and it's amazing how much strength they have, how much damage they can do. So be careful about that type of stuff. Consider an electric lawnmower. I like it. Other than sometimes I have to charge the batteries twice to do the whole yard. Uh, I think the new routine I have now works out good, so I don't have to charge the batteries twice. Last few times I did it, I didn't have to. Uh, and then once I get the gravel spread, that's gonna cover up all the stuff around my fire pit and stuff. That'll be a big chunk of grass I won't have to mow anymore either. So that'll be nice. But yeah, it runs nicely. It took me a while to figure out how to start the damn thing because you got to push the button in and then pull the lever back. I was holding the lever back and hitting the button. I'm like, ah, shit, doesn't work. I was just about ready to take it back to Menards and turn it in, but sat there and it clicked in my head. It's like, well, maybe I should try the button first, and I did, and fired up. Nice, quiet. It, it did good till I hit a chunk of concrete. Last owner of this place apparently was mixing concrete out there, and they spilled some, and I didn't see it under the tall grass when I was mowing, and I caught a chunk of it. So I probably bent or damaged my blade, but it's still cutting decent enough. I'll let it go. I got it in mulch mode, so that's nice too. I don't have to have shit flying everywhere. It's working good with the leaves out there. I'm just getting it all mulched up every week when I mow. But I like my electric. I got the works. One, because I have the Works weed whackers. I got the Works leaf blower, stuff like that. So figure might as well keep it all in one company, and it was $300. I think it was 250 or 299 on sale at Menards when I picked it up, and that wasn't bad. I don't have to pay for gas anymore. I sold my 2 gas lawnmowers. I gave the guy a deal. Told him $60 you can have the pair. One fired up right away, and the other one needs a good clean up and probably a fresh spark plug, and then that one will work too. But he took them for that, so those have been laying around for years because I haven't needed to use a push mower for quite some time. Because the old place, I could just do the 0 turn, didn't have to worry about needing the push mower. Don't pay for your mulch. Get chipdrop.com, pairs homeowners and others who want wood chip mulch with local tree trimmers. So yeah, I mean, with the tree trimmers grinding up the wood, but also when they grind up a stump, there's tons of chunks of wood there that you could get for free. They don't want to haul the stuff around. Bundle your year-round services. Uh, Many landscapers offer additional services such as leaf or snow removal in the off seasons. If you need help with that, definitely talk to your landscapers. Leave your grass clippings, short grass clippings left on your lawn after mowing can put nutrients back into the soil. That's why I mulch that, and for the critters in the wintertime, this way they'll have a bunch of stuff that they can hide under. Uh, Install kitchen shelves, not cabinets. I agree with that. What's the sense of the cabinetry? You got to reach way back in there to get the stuff when you just put up shelving. That's how we have our kitchen. Because when we got this place, it only had some lower cabinets that were all busted to shit. They're still in there, but eventually I'm hoping to rip them out and replace them with something else. I just haven't found anything worthy of picking up. I went to the restore shop, and all the cabinets they had huge stains inside the drawers and underneath, and I'm like, I don't want to replace junk with junk, so buy materials at auction. And if you have a good auction house that does a variety of things, you can get some good deals at auction. So you take that into consideration. But usually the bigger auction houses are in the big cities, so it might be hard for some people to get to. With travel, stop hoarding your credit card points. Stop hoarding all your points. I stupidly held on to the Piggly Wiggly grocery store points because I used it for gas. You could get 15 gallons of gas with whatever amount off it, and I'd usually wait till I had enough points to basically get my gas for a penny a gallon. But I was saving them up. I had, I don't know, like $1.50 per gallon off, and I stupidly didn't do it. And as of yesterday, they're revamped their whole pig point system, and now they're just doing in-store deals with your pig points, and you're not able to use it at the gas station anymore. So that sucks. I wanted to get it into the gas station and fill it, but 15 gallons is more than what my car holds or the truck holds. So I didn't have either one empty enough to pull that off. And with the whole move, I don't know where my big gas can is at the moment. So that was that ruined that, and I didn't get it done in time. But yeah, watch with hoarding your points. My wife with her Amtrak stuff, she goes. We try to get her back home every year, and we just haven't done shit with the points because we had problems using them in the past. Yeah, smart about that with your credit card points and all that. You can use them for something, use them. Uh, Inconvenience yourself. Most people don't want the hassle of taking the first or last flight of the day or a route that makes stops, but dealing with the aggravation often means getting a cheaper fare. Yeah, I don't fly anyways. So that doesn't really adhere to me, but yeah, there's some more ways to save. I'll do a few more next time again. Uh, Watching wise, I don't know. I was watching Scooby Doo again this morning. So, wife's around. We're watching the antiquing shows and stuff like that. I checked out the first 4 episodes of the new Alien series, Alien Earth, I think it is. Uh, Not bad. I mean, a lot of cyborgish related characters, or AI, or whatever you want to call them, robotic, or whatever. But there's lots of those type of characters in there, and then they're trying to deal with a ship that crashed. And of course, on the ship that crashed on our planet, just so happens to have some specimens, and the specimens got loose, and that's why the ship got crashed into a planet. And now the planet that it crashed on, Earth, has to deal with these alien beings running around, which is not good because one guy is the one that set the ship in motion and he's responsible for it. He's still alive on the ship. I don't want to give it all away, but yeah, it's an all right series. I don't mind it. We'll see. I'll watch the last. I think it's 8 or 10 episodes that it's running, and video games. I checked out that Subject 13, but that's just you're basically a character that's stuck in a laboratory, and the main lab computer is talking to you while you're wandering around trying to find ways to get out of this place, I guess. But it's very hard to figure out what the puzzles are. I play it for a while, then I gotta stop because every guess that I make is wrong. So my brain is burnt out by then, so I'll take a break back the next day and maybe figure out a couple more areas. But yeah, it's not overly fun. You're just basically dealing with puzzles. Uh, and yeah, I haven't really played anything else. I mean, No Man's Sky, I jumped back on just to see anything new popped up on that since I had the old Game Pass for 3 months and stuff and haven't played my games in a while. Check that out. Nothing too exciting. They have some new stuff in there, but I also don't play with other people because I don't have Game Pass and stuff all the time. I just get it a few months a year. Other than that, there was something I watched. I cannot for the life of me remember. Hmm. One chef show in Australia. I'm almost down to the winner. I think there's 3 contestants left. I like that show. I can't even think of what that's called. Yeah. Brain's gone today already. Brain took a vacation. It's too freaking cold out. It doesn't like it. But yeah, today's party's called the 100 Greatest 100 Most Important Comics of All Time, I guess. Today's comic that we're going to talk about with it is Fantastic Four, issue number 1. Very commemorative classic image that has been redone, parodied many, many, many times over the years. But Stan Lee and Jack Kirby brought in the first superhero super team book of the Silver Age for Marvel. The Fantastic Four incorporated the popular comic book elements of the science fiction and monster magazines, even as far as to have a monster in the group, into a super team. Following the success of DC's Justice League of America, the Fantastic Four was an incorporation of everything interesting in comics at that time, with its own unique contemporary Stan and Jack slant to it. The issue begins with the mysterious group being called together by a beacon of smoke reading the Fantastic Four. When all have arrived, the issue cuts away to the team's origin. Ironically, Ben Grimm argues with Reed Richards that not enough research has been done about cosmic rays for them to take off in their rocket for the stars. Sue Storm shows her concern that if they don't throw abandon to the wind and take off, the communists may make it to space first, and that she didn't realize Ben was a coward. Grimm explodes in male rage and smashes a desk, claiming something to the effect that he'll fly anything to prove he's a man. The group is set. They sneak onto the rocket base, having no time for clearance, and fly their ship into outer space. But the rocket soon encounters a cosmic storm with cosmic rays penetrating the craft and its inhabitants. With Ben Grimm debilitated, the ship sets to autopilot, crashing in a forest. Sets or the would-be astronauts crawl from the wreckage, and just as they are discussing that the cosmic rays haven't affected them, Sue Storm disappears. She soon reappears, and Ben and Reed begin arguing, but Grimm transforms into some ugly orange monster, some sort of thing. Tired of his abusiveness, Richards decides to take him on, and his arms stretch out and contain Grimm. Johnny Storm, the only one left who hasn't changed somehow, bursts into flame and finds he can fly. The group realizes they must use their fantastic powers to help mankind and take on the names the Human Torch, the Invisible Girl, the Thing, and Mr. Fantastic, forming the Fantastic Four. Cut back to the story already in progress. The Fantastic Four have gathered together because atomic power plants all over the world have been sinking underground. Mr. Fantastic discovers an island which leads to all the cave ins, the mysterious Monster Isle. Investigating the area, the quartet finds a way underground via a cave in and meets the enigmatic ruler of the underworld, the Mole Man. An outcast of the surface world, the Mole Man left and mastered the underground, dwellers to become king. Moli was so spurned by the people on the surface that he was on his way to carry out the first step of his master plan to destroy all sources of earthly power, and then intended on sending his creatures out to destroy everything that lived on the surface. Of course, the Fantastic Four stymie him, but they flee an onrush of creatures on the island, seal it off from the rest of the world, and escape as Monster Isle explodes. The Fantastic Four went on to introduce readers to villains such as the Skrulls, whom Mr. Fantastic would hypnotize into thinking they were cows in issue 2, the Submariner, Doctor Doom, the Puppet Master, and scads more. These early issues carry the progressively contemporary energy of Lee and Kirby, setting a trend in comic books to keep up with the times and overflowed with everything that was good in the Silver Age and at Marvel. This issue is also the kindly father to all the books in Marvel's line today. Without it, there would be no Spider-Man, Avengers, Silver Surfer, Hulk, or X-Men. This is the Marvel book that started it all, this brainchild of Jack Kirby and Stan Lee. The success of the Fantastic Four allowed Marvel to bank on superhero characters once again, allowing Lee experiment with Amazing Fantasy number 15, the first Spider-Man. The Fantastic Four appeared in The Amazing Spider-Man number 1, making it the first Silver Age Marvel crossover and a now common strategy to ensure sales. Through these successes, Marvel was further able to expand their line to the Incredible Hulk, Daredevil, and fill tales of suspense, strange tales, and tales to astonish with superheroes as well. Classic book is nothing short of Marvel Comics as we know it today, and the classic Kirby Lee imagination that made both Marvel and the Silver Surfer age great. Back when this was printed, it was valued at $7,100 to $7,150. I won't be owning one. And I've read that story a few times. It never really thrilled me, anyways. I know. It's something about the Fantastic Four. It's always when they put the characters together, you got to have the cocky characters, you got to have the lovers, you got to have the angry people. It's like, can't we all just get along? But I don't believe that if we almost dumped my coffee, especially over my new chair and stuff. I forgot what I was saying, but I was never a huge Fantastic Four fan, but I like Silver Surfer. I like Ben Grimm. Just other people kind of annoy me. Uh, but what you gonna do? They like to do that with all the multi-character things. They like to have all the drama. It's like, why have all this drama? Why can't there be a group that gets along and actually does things for the good and not worry about just themselves? If you got powers, with great powers comes great responsibility, and you should live by that rule. If you have superpowers, you should use them for good or evil without conflicting with others. I ran into Anthony yesterday, and he gave me some free artwork from a friend of ours, Troy Dungara. Gara. I never remember which way I'm supposed to say it. I think it's Gara. We've done Gara. But I could be wrong. But yeah, sketch cards here. Vampirella. I think this might be Deja Thoris, or it could be one of the characters, his characters. I'm not positive on that, but she definitely has that Deja Thoris feel, the lover of John Carter from Mars. I get that feeling from that image, but I could be wrong. Uh, Also, there was I love these Stransky images. This is Lorenzo is the artist on this. Sign this card. There's this card. The thing I really like about these is they totally have a tank girl feel to them. And she's even drawing an old roadster that's pimped out to have like a tank cannon on it. And then here it's got her with the little bandage across her nose, the little army military helmet and stuff. It just, yeah, it feels a lot like Tank Girl in these images, so that was awesome. And they got some exclusive print, how to think when you draw, thank you thing on the back of these. But yeah, I was happy to have those. And then we got some Kid Slapshot, which is how I was introduced to Troy. It's I just fell in love with this character. I still like the early version best because anytime he got bit by a creature, he could like gain those creatures' powers and turn into creatures on his planet. He had like werewolves and zombies, vampires, stuff like that. Those types of creatures, and it was just really fun. It was called Slapshot back then, and now it's called Kid Slapshot. But got an adventure bug character. Gotta like that. That is awesome. And then this is my favorite one. Kid Slapshot with his little buddy, the skull, and he's using him as the hockey puck. Just, yeah. So that was cool. Some free artwork that we got. And then I don't have a comic to call out for my favorite comic of the week or anything, but I have a feeling this will be the favorite comic of the week because I am doing every day the Halloween comic reviews, and this will probably be tomorrow's or the next day's. But Secrets of Haunted House, I just love this cover. I love the pumpkin with the creature crawling out of it. Actually, the pumpkin, it's I can't tell if there's a creature crawling out because the arms are inside the pumpkin instead of being on the pumpkin, like the pumpkin coming to life. But I have this feeling it is supposed to be the pumpkin coming to life. But I don't know if the stories inside reflect that or not. We will see. But I am looking forward to reading this one of the next ones for my Halloween reads. So keep an eye out for that. The one I am putting out today is a Doctor Strange Nexus of Nightmares book, which I just realized I don't think I posted it yet. Gotta do that. And then on my Instagram, Hot Wing of Justice creator came up with the Boktober drawing thing again this month. Same thing he did last year, and I did a play on Attack of the Killer Tomatoes with Attack of the Killer Pumpkins. So you can go back in my Instagram a year and look at those images if you'd like, because this year's going to kind of fold into it or work off of it. I'm trying. It depends because a lot of the word prompts are not related to stuff I wanted to draw, so we'll see what happens. Uh, and then after I started doing that one for the month, I noticed Inktober, and I was totally in. Sorry, my stupid screwed up eyeballs are so puffy, and they just constantly have stuff in them. But the Inktober one looked interesting. I did day one and posted it with the Inktober sites. I just did three of the Milwaukee Brewers: Raleigh Fingers, Gorman Thomas, and Robin Yount. Because back in the 80s, they were sporting their own very recognizable mustaches. He had the porn stash, the thick stash, and the curly stash. So, yeah, I did those characters, and then I came across another drawing contest for the month. That one focuses just on monsters. I think it was the first few days were like vampire, werewolf, mummy, and focusing on a variety of monsters we are used to seeing this time of year. But other than that, I don't see much else to really talk about or go over. But you can see those images that I'm doing for the October and any other oddball ones that I put out there. I've been throwing up. Like I threw up a vampire witch I drew with a bat, and yeah, you can find all that on my Instagram. I'm gonna try and finish at least October off, and then get maybe a few of the other ones done up. I can't stop yawning now, which sucks. I gotta get my butt to work. Start hauling some dirt. That'll wake me up. It's cold out now, so start a fire too while I'm out there. Uh, that should help. But that is it for today. Keep following Under the Cowl of MS. Cutting it kind of short today. Sorry about that. I just, yeah, don't have much else oddball stuff because I'm working on these things every day between the comic reviews and the drawings and the housework and all that. So I'm just not getting enough time to do extra things. I do have a book that I read without pictures that will be coming up. Review on that. That'll probably come out in the next few days. Yeah. So keep following Under the Cowl of MS. Rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, give us those likes. Leave a comment. I'll comment back. Also, check out Crimson Cult Comic Club. Check out our 5 p.m. Central Time Monday live claim sale if you want to get some comics on the cheap with free shipping. So you don't have to go waste gas looking around for comics. Just pick them out from your living room or wherever. And yeah, we'll get back with more stuff soon. So keep an eye out and keep following us. We appreciate it. And we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks.